Okay, Deepakanandji, please give to mantra.
Yeah. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand Lalitaben.
Jai Satchidanand Arunaben. Deepakanandji, Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand. Rajnibai, Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Vitragai.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayoriyanam.
Namo Vajrayanam.
Namo Vajrayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sabha Sahunam.
Aisho Panchana Mukkaro.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
Savapa Vappanasano.
Savapa Vappanasano.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Padamam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, Mahatma. Okay, welcome back after a month. And let us recollect, we were doing the 8 columns and we were to check all the columns 1 to 8. So any feedback? Anybody wants any feedback?
There's been a lot of pratikraman for that
Yeah.
going on. When you sit down and recall all those people we talked about, present or absent, dead or alive, it brings back a flood of memories. And major pratikraman underway.
Very good. Okay, Deepakanandji, you want to share your thoughts on all columns and also how did you apply your column on your journey?
Although this column seems very simple or insignificant apparently, but it is very important. The reason being that we keep talking about people when they are not present or when they are not, even when they are not living. And we feel, I was just talking casually. But even in those casual talks, we end up expressing opinions. We impose worship on other people, seeing them at fault and whatnot. We blame them for all our suffering, which is actually totally against law of liberation. Totally against law of liberation, I will say. When we say against mooks, then it doesn't sound all that. But when we say law of liberation, probably it hits it hard and on the nail. So it's a big contradiction on our own self, because when we say I'm self-realized, I am pure soul, and when I keep talking about the relative of others and not even being aware of the mistake, the profound mistake, I will say, which we keep committing all the time. If not with someone, then inside it keep going all the time. He's not doing well, she's not doing good, that was wrong, that was inappropriate. And it's like this ice of karma, the leftover karma, even after such wonderful self-realization, I many times I'm not really aware, but after the situation passes away, I realize that oh my God, I just took it so lightly. I felt that oh, it was just a casual explanation or expression. Nothing is casual. Everything is important. Everything has meaning, and everything is very serious because those are the moments you get to know your mistakes and you have choice to correct them. And if you don't correct them, then unless they come back again on our screen, that is mind, speech, body screen, you will never know. And just imagine if you, someone asks 2 days back, what did you eat? It's difficult. Then how are we going to remember or recollect what was committed, what mistake was committed 1 week back? I believe it is impossible. So the importance of here and now is very important. And with that vigilance, I believe our life will be very active, vigilant, and I believe it should be very, very blissful also because we are doing what we are supposed to do, which we are not doing. And it's not question of doing, but it's a result of vigilance, and that vigilance will come only depending on our decision, firm resolution that okay, really, the outcome of
You're very susceptible, Deepakanandji. Every time you travel or you exposed, but
not
3 or 4 times a year, you're like this, chronic
actually
bronchitis.
what has happened. This was going on from at least 2 to 3 months inside, and it was like inside that fight was going on, and in the
Yatra.
during the journey it blew up, and in fact I feel uh, it is coming out, so it is very good. Almost 90-95% is clear, 4-5% is remaining, and it should work well. So see, this is the thing. And see, when I talk negative about others, absent, not present, or dead, living or dead, I'd say, then that snatches away my bliss right away on the spot because I have no right to talk about anyone else. But it has become so casual. So I must get some opportunity, someone, and I will start blowing out. And and I mean, I will repeat that again. We feel that it's just a casual talk. It is not. No talk is casual. Every word is a serious expression of our mistake. And that's why Dada has said every word uttered will need correction because those uttered words uttered are they don't fall within the boundaries of syadwad. All those words are outside syadwad, and we take it very lightly. So uh, gradually, if we become very sensitive about our bliss and inner happiness, and concern about our inner happiness, then I believe this should come to our awareness in a very serious way, in a very big way, and with that seriousness and with that firm resolution, with such conviction, we will become very vigilant and we will keep correcting on the spot, and we'll never miss that opportunity which nature and Vyavasthit Shakti gives us for our self-correction. Jai Satchidanand.
Yes. One thing I've noticed is that you're aware of it right away, that you suspected somebody or thought someone had taken something, right away, that the thought just comes out and you do pratikraman right away. The fault is yours, but I think the awareness of that is much more now than I would say 20 years ago, where you would say it's casual and totally ignore it, I think that is the benefit with time, with a little avaran clearing.
I will just try to narrate one example. In the journey, I couldn't find one of my inner thermal, and so stupidly I doubted on one of our Aptaputra. I even looked into his bag. I said, but after I realized after 15 minutes that I changed the location of those, unused garments in a different bag. I said, shouldn't you feel sorry about your doubt another Aptaputra? Shame on you, shame on you. But that was a good kick, I will say, that it's very easy to blame others and think so negative and low about others. So, at that time, don't we lose in respect for the other Haptaputra? Shame, I said. It's good, as Dada said, that our thoughts, they don't get printed on our forehead.
I know.
Otherwise, we cannot just stay with anyone. It is so bad. And when we are dealing, we are so nice and amicable and whatnot. But this is the biggest hypocrisy, I believe, of our life. And but heads off to Akram Vignan, Dada's science, and Dada Bhagwan himself, that he as living embodiment and live living science, he keeps us keeps alerting us. Such mistake committing, and you are saying we are one. What? What a contradiction! But one thing is very good, that all these lapses or mistakes, they are not mine. Number one,
Correct.
they are of Prakriti, and we can understand that what kind of Prakriti we have got through generations of ignorance.
Hmm.
And so we can understand that after years of satsang and all that, if such is the outcome, I will say, and you should never underestimate and take it for granted that everything is well. No, till the last breath, you don't know what will come out. And at times it's like if you get exposed, that someone comes to know that you thought negative like this about some other Aptaputra, I feel you won't have a face at all to be with them. So that's what one thing was very good. This conviction and this vigilance and these results really started a deep rooted pratikraman, that you are wholly and solely responsible for yourself. You better focus on that and stop blaming others. See, it was my mistake. I changed my mind and I changed the location of the clothes, and I conveniently started blaming. My God, so bad. And this is one of the instances. There's so many instances, and you can narrate several stories, and these are very common ones. And of course, I believe the money aspect is very sensitive, and it can be very serious also. Very easy to doubt, to blame, and whatnot.
Yeah,
So,
the same thing happened today, just today. I misplaced something. With age, my memory is so terrible. I don't remember where I put things. And so when we couldn't find it, the first thing I did was, did the cleaning ladies take it,
Yeah.
And I did immediate pratikraman. I said, that's it. Dada said, that's absolute worst thing you can think of anybody. But we found it, you know. I was going to text her and see if she had moved it somewhere. So I'm glad I didn't do that, and Dada stopped me from such foolishness. But you're right. You're really walking a tightrope. You're just not, you never know where and when it'll come and bite you.
Unmute, Deepakanandji.
these things are like least resistance path. It's very easy to blame and pass over
Yes.
to others, and still everything is fine.
Mhm.
And good thing that you never responded. Otherwise,
I know.
it would have become like you won't be able
She
to
would have
pardon
given me
yourself.
my walking papers.
Yeah.
Let's see
One
what
thing what Dada had, sorry,
Miraben
one
has
thing
to
what,
say.
yeah, just before that, one
Okay.
thing what Dada had said, slightest discomfort, slightest effect should not be ignored, because that affects our bliss. It snatches away our inner peace. So, uh, if you ignore this small instances, then a big blow will come, and then you'll be nowhere like.
Mhm.
Jai Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand, Miraben.
Jai Satchidanand, Rajnikant Dada, Jai Satchidanand, Deepakanandji, Mahatmas,
Jai
everyone, thank you.
Satchidananda.
Jai Satchidanand. My question is actually about that speech that Lalyanti and you were just talking about. So pre-Nyan, okay, this year I have gotten Nyan 30 years ago. Okay, so this year. So from that perspective, I was doing some introspection on what it is and how I am. So pre-Nyan, my speech was one way. Post-Nyan, our speech is one way. So the only difference is that the Shuddhatma is Shuddhatma is opening up more. The experience is more. That slightest discomfort that you were saying becomes more and more. We become more and more aware of the small differences on how we're saying what we're saying and how we can say it. Speech is one thing, mind is one thing. So that's why I was asking. So at some point, how many years does it take to get all of the speech and the mind and everything to be good, like to have that speech? I can monitor, I can say, okay, Meera is saying something, Meera, stop, you don't say that. And even if I'm saying it immediate, I can do pratikraman. For my mind, it's very fast. I try to stop even that thought in my mind that something is bad or something is good or something. But how Deepakanandji and all the Mahatmas, what are your experiences of not stopping, but understanding what is happening in your mind and watching it closely? And how do you stop it? How do you do it's so quick sometimes that I'm doing pratikraman, like it feels 10 years later than what I should. How do I speed it up? Are there any ways of managing that?
See, number one, mind, Dada always said he never bothered or took anything seriously that goes on in the mind. Because mind is physical and it just gets discharged depending upon the situation and what opinions you have. However, bad thoughts can come, but he said it doesn't bother me at all. But if my reflective consciousness, chit gets stuck anywhere, then it is a matter of big concern. The reason chit is my state of being. And state of being means that's who I am. So my focus is always on the chit aspect and not the mind aspect. One thing is there, in anybody's absence, if the mind pops up or speaks for the person in the absence, then there is something serious and we must do pratikraman for that. Right? So, and also what you said about Vani, speech is expression of our ego. So it expresses our discharged ego, which is egoism of suffering, and that suffering get expressed in our speech. So we must make it a point and practice. Practice means, of course, no, it's not something like working out, but we must be very vigilant whenever that speech goes on, whether inside or outside, and catch it and pick that and correct yourself there and then. One of the very important thermometer or measure is check whether this falls within the boundaries of syadwad.
Okay.
And if it is not, come what may. If it is not, you need correction.
So
Whatever said and done, it is said, whatever said and done, whatever is the situation, whatever means you are on the right side. But if you happen to cross the boundaries of syadwad, that's wrong.
that is wrong. Correct. Okay. Jason.
That is wrong and that needs correction. That
So
needs correction.
So when I go to work, so when I go sometimes at work, you know not to say anything. Somebody will say something that is against what your thoughts are, what your beliefs are. But my brain or this mind is like pat 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 pat. Yo, that why is he saying this? This is wrong. This is immediately I try to do pratikraman, but I can stop this. Not I, but I watch my speech. I know and see the speech that comes and immediately do pratikraman. But the mind, when I see somebody and I go into a meeting and I say, ayo, this is going to be scary, or in my brain I'm saying, automatically I should do pratikraman. But how do I guess I should just know and see and pray to Dada. I guess there's no other way.
No,
Correct.
that's true. You don't focus or don't expect that it should stop. Do you understand? Because if it is there inside, it will come out. And it is not important. It is not important if it comes out. It must come out. And what you need is just let go. It is come out or it's going aspect. And if it bothers you, then you must correct right away. Nobody can say that it should stop coming. Because if it is not, if it was not fed, it will not come. But if it was fed in the ignorant state, then it will come out. And it doesn't matter if it comes out, but you have an opportunity when it comes out to correct yourself and don't miss that opportunity. But if I say it should not come out, you be vigilant, you be firm in your conviction. That is right. So it's like there are so many don'ts, I will say, so many things which like it is forbidden, no way, come what may, you cannot step into that area. So that conviction and that firm decision itself won't bring any situation in your life wherein you will commit that mistake. And even if that situation, if it comes, then this vigilance and decision will stop you putting your step into it. Do you understand? But when that conviction is not clear, when that decision is not firm, so it's like you kept that door open. You have kept that door open from where you may step out or something can come in. So this is where you lack that conviction and your firm decision. You feel that no, everything is fine. That door seems safe. It doesn't matter. No, never rely on such conviction, I will say.
Yes.
We have wonderful Mira, are you there?
I'm here. I don't know. My screen keeps turning
Fine.
me off. I'm here. I'm here.
Doesn't matter. You can remove your background if you need, and it
I
doesn't
I
matter
don't
where you are.
I don't
We
know
don't focus
how.
on where you are. We focus Mira is there or not. That's it.
I don't know how to take off. Okay, I'll take it off. Perfect. Okay, there. Oh, okay. I don't know how to do that. I'm so sorry. Okay,
And the
I'm
best,
here.
the best thing is to make it blur, like how I have made it blur. Background is blurred.
Okay.
So
Ah, okay. There.
so
Now
if you make it blur, then
there.
people can't make out basically. So it's
Mm,
fine. So this is what, um, and in fact, when we come across those situations and we end up committing a very grave mistake, thinking that everything was fine, we never thought, and no, I never thought about it. No, that's true. You never thought about it, but that was your mistake. You took it for granted and you didn't close that door. You didn't lock that door. You didn't seal that door. What you need is not just padlock, not just lock. You have to seal that door. That door should not open either way, not inside, not outside. And when such convictions are made, then that door doesn't remain a door, it becomes a wall for you. You understand? And there is no scope of breaking through walls like that. But we have yet to understand and come to decision with total conviction that there are so many hidden doors. They appear like walls, but they are doors which are just open. They're like they're damn open and they're very serious matters, but we have not come across the consequences or even thought about that. But gradually, as we come across different situations, we come to know the seriousness of those doors, and we gradually start locking them. And as our conviction grows, we will seal them. So, although it is a door, but it will once sealed, it will act like a wall only. No scope of going either way. Nothing can come in, you cannot go out. And that's how our relative becomes smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Now each feel that no, sky is the limit. We feel comfortable and we feel so good that my decisions are sky high, but they are very dangerous, very dangerous. So now what we say, whatever comes along, I want to handle amicably. That's our goal. And one thing is there, it's like outside the circle of our family, I will say, and known acquaintances. It is very wild jungle. So don't even think of going out even for a stroll. No need. You have enough room in your circle, in your family, in your area of safe zone, and that's how you have to safeguard yourself because the relative is infinite. Relative is infinite, although real is infinite multiplied by infinite. So like infinite square, I will say. But still, it can, I mean, this relative can nicely, easily cheat us and even affect us, even, although we have this infinite square power. That's why it is said never underestimate the smallest or slightest uh, effect that we get in our life situation. No, take it seriously and correct them and seal that door. Now, the time has come wherein you can't keep the door locked. You have to start understanding the consequences and start sealing them. Only keep just few files open. Otherwise, all others must be sealed forever. Like you don't need, no need. So that's what. And speech, always be vigilant on your speech. So speech, and when you are very clear and firm that no, no matter what, I cannot cross the boundaries of syadwad. Period. You are right. Other person is 100% wrong. Of course, that itself is a misconception because no one is wrong. It is only always our mistake. I am only 100% wrong. Others are right because they are part of the nature, instrument of the nature, and I must learn to accept and respect them as part of nature, and they are my reflection of my mistakes. And I must focus on my mistake and keep correcting my mistakes. Otherwise, law of living or law of happiness and law of nature will go wrong that way. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Okay, Sheila man.
Jai Satchidanand Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand Mahatmas. Um, yeah, my question was also very similar to what Meera had, and I think maybe part of it has been answered already. It's sometimes when you talked about casual remarks. So previously, before getting Gyan, I would say something like casually comment on something. It would not be necessarily negative or criticizing anyone or any circumstance or anything, and then that won't bother me. But now what is happening is every time I even pass a comment or anything, then it immediately I stop myself, and that sort of bothers me, that even though I'm not hurting anyone by that speech, but still something is rankling within me. I'm just trying to understand why. Is it because I do Pratikaman every time, but though I don't know why it bothers me. Is it because I'm not hurting anyone by
One thing is there, we must never have any kind of guilt feeling.
Yes, that is what I have.
Never, never ever have any kind of guilt feeling because Shailya, you have not made Shailya. You have not conceived Shailya. one who conceives Shailya, he or she has passed away.
Hmm.
That egoism that caused Shailya is no more. But the product of that ignorant projection is Shailya, and that is there with you as I
Yes.
am pure soul.
Yes.
You know that you are not Shailya, but the world feels that you are Shailya.
Hmm.
You understand?
Yes. Yes. Very
The
subtle.
world
Yes.
sees you as Shailya and believes that you are Shailya.
Yes.
So, with this situation, what we must understand first is separate ourselves. Shailya baby is not my baby, but that baby is with me, and people
Hmm.
believe it is my baby.
Hmm.
So it becomes my duty to fix Shailya.
Okay. Yes.
You understand?
Hmm.
So you remain separate at the same time, understand that it is your duty to fix Shailya. And we can expect that, okay, only the best or good things come out of Shailya, but always be vigilant and uh, be firm that Shailya doesn't cross any boundaries, for which you have to help her make decisions, firm decision, and help her have her own conviction. In
Yes.
the sense, intellect, which is product of past projections, intellect of Shailya, which is product of past projections, you are correcting her conviction, her understanding through positivity. Gnan is Gnan, but all the negative conceptions, negative understanding of intellect. So it's like negative intellect is becoming positive, and that positive is necessary to fix the relative,
Yes. Yes.
right? So that's how your job is to correct, to nurture Shailya, make her a perfect idol of worship, which is not now. With a bunch of flaws, mistakes, and whatnot.
Yes.
But that should not bother you. That is first step. And at the same time, fulfill your neighborly relation.
Hmm.
To help Shailya correct herself. At times she will say, I'm tired. I can't do it. She says, I'll help you. I'll give you the strength. Your strength is infinite, but my strength is infinite square. So I can always help you correct yourself.
Hmm.
Is it not now? Okay, after 15 minutes, done. After 15 minutes. So let her enjoy the 15 minutes, music and whatever she wants. But then
Okay.
say, okay, 15 minutes is over now, it's fine time now. So it's like how you deal with your kids, you have to
Yeah.
deal with baby Shailya.
Got it.
And you will not have any problem. It's like because our dealing is compassionate, our dealing is living and loving. So
Yes.
she will always be ready and acceptable. She will accept your commitments because you let her enjoy also. At the same time, be after her and for her welfare. And when you talk anything of her welfare, she'll always be happy. And if it is negative, then show her the consequences also. She might find or look for some shortcut which is negative and hurtful to others, which is very much possible because the intellect is of the past projection, ignorant
Yes.
projection. So you can't expect that to be positive always. So when you understand this, she is not aware that you are aware of everything what goes on within Shailya
Hmm.
because that is beyond her concept perception.
Okay. Great. Got it.
Our perception is through and through 360 degrees. So with that total perception, we understand Shailya the best way and keep correcting her. You cannot expect she should not do this, she should never speak this. Yes, you can have in your conviction, in your decision that, okay, that's my goal. Come what may, I will never do it. That's fine. That's fine. But still, you have to keep your vigilance all the time. Because it's like, even after telling your kids, don't do this, don't do that, in a very firm and clear way, you always kept that vigilance and watchful eye on them. Correct? So that's the
Yes.
same thing we have to do. And when they were small, your vigilance was like 24/7. You never let your kids be separate from you even for a moment. And even if you left them, you left with safe hands, safe people. You know that they will not do anything wrong to your kid. Same way we have to deal with ourselves, relative self. So relative self is blind and its eye is through intellect, which is total ignorant light. It is result of total ignorant light. And so you will never find any kind of wisdom in that. You may expect, but you will not find it. Because something which is product of ignorance cannot have wisdom. Of course, through years of satsang and all that, as we go on, that wisdom comes. So it's like just a moment, one moment. We feel that we have taken care of the alternatives, all the possibilities, and which still I'm not getting the result. Now, when I'm not getting the result, itself shows that I have missed something.
Yes.
Correct?
Mm.
When I don't get result, then definitely I have missed something. I have ignored something. I have overlooked something. I have not considered certain thing, and that's why I'm not getting the result. So looking at that, like how Kaviraj has said in his birth, the very fact that we are not liberated yet shows that there are bunch of mistakes which needs correction. So when you come across those missed things, those ignored things, you will come to know your mistake. And when you make firm and not firm, sound judgment, considering those missed things also, you will definitely get result. And of course, to understand that in a way, uh, when those things, we miss those things, then the consequences we have to pass through a level of suffering. So when the times are bad, in the sense when we have to pass through certain suffering, it is part of that karma which makes us commit that mistake, pass through that suffering, and then come out of that mistake. Because that mistake was committed knowingly. So all those suffering which we have to pass through, which we means when Shailya has to pass through knowingly, that was committed knowingly. But that suffering is not yours. Yours means your intermediate enlightened state, antaratma dasha.
Mm.
So all the flaws are of Shailya only. Our flaws, that is of our intermediate enlightened state, is where we miss to watch, to perceive Shailya,
Mm.
for which we do pratikaman also.
Yes.
That no matter what I will see, Shailya, as it is, Dada, give me that inner strength. So one is the mistake on the relative side, and the second mistake is on the Purusharth side, effort side. And that effort is merely to perceive and know, but only perceive. Perception to perceive what Chaitya is doing is primary and ultimate. That perception itself results into knowledge, that is experience. We say it very casually. We have to see and know everything. No, the result of seeing is knowing. As you see, and when that perception and understanding becomes complete, that will open your experience, and that opening of experience is knowledge. And then there doesn't remain anything to be understood, because you have understood it totally, which has resulted into knowledge. So that's what. So with such understanding but we may understand and analyze things this way in certain aspect or certain situation. But other situations pop up and again you have to go through this whole procedure. Because it is all different situations, our understanding and perceptions are different. So all those we have to fix it up. So that's what we cannot expect that Shailya should never do this. I mean, we can expect that Shailya should never do this, that, all that. But then we have to keep our fingers crossed because we don't know what was projected in the past. So the slightest indication, we must become vigilant and understand the consequences of that. One step should show you the final result of that step, which will, like, this is what is called nipping in the bud. You will immediately stop there and that on your first step only. You understand?
Yes.
When such conviction and wisdom or foresight is not there, then you will walk inside, get trapped, suffer,
Mm.
and then learn lesson of your life and come back again. So gradually it's a process, but then we will not rest in peace until Shailya becomes perfect, idol of worship.
Yes.
That is man of perfection.
Yes. It's made it very clear. Thank you.
At times when you feel that Shailya is so bad, and you feel disappointed, turn your back onto Shailya. I don't care who you are. I am pure soul. Period. That's it. Do you understand?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I like
Like
that.
when
Yeah.
when you feel,
Yeah. I think this has made it very clear on how to differentiate, how to step away and watch it. Yeah. To perceive.
yeah. So it's like, you know, that in the
Reading
Lion
it good.
King,
Mm.
in the Lion King, the instance come and they say when the world turned their back on you, you turned your back on the world.
Yes. Yes.
So it's like when you can't handle the Shailya and you become like unmanageable, turn your back onto Shailya and say, I am pure soul, period, like as Dada Bhagwan, as Chimandra Swami Bhagwan. Dada Bhagwan, Asim Jayakar, gain your strength and say, okay, now let me see you. What's your problem?
Yes. Yes. I got it. Yeah. And the
That's
funny
what.
thing is, after all these things subside because the mind and it's all after all just the mind and nothing it's all very temporary. So I've noticed when I take a break and stop observing, then it slowly subsides, whatever that thing
Yes,
crops
that's
up
what
in.
it said. Time is the solution for every problem, means that.
Yes, time is definitely.
So you have to gain time by turning your back onto those situations.
Yes.
So don't mess around with them. When you can't face the situation, run away.
Mm.
Push and run away. Yeah, that's all. So
Yes.
always keep your legs strong to run away. Mira, you don't laugh at me.
Yes, thank you so much.
No.
Deepakanandji,
Yeah.
you were talking about not having guilt. Is pratikrama not the way out of guilt?
No. Pratikraman is
That means
the solution
you're
to come out of the problem, but the guilt feeling is taking thing personal.
oh, okay.
You understand?
Okay.
That guilt feeling is like you are taking thing. You are wearing the
Responsibility for
cap,
it.
you are wearing the cap of Lalita on your head
Okay.
when you don't have any head.
Okay.
So
Okay, I
Meera
get
does.
that. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You understand? But this guilt feeling is not simple. It's not simple. It can take you on a good ride and for a long time. Because it's like I did like, and people also tell you, Lalita, what have you done? You've done this, that. It's so bad. You never expected from you. And then you go round and round and round, and then that guilt feeling keeps
Choking
what
you.
that
Mm-hmm.
choking your neck badly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what. First, leave everything aside and sit on the seat of Dada Bhagwan. I am pure soul as Dada Bhagwan, pure soul as Simandar Swami Bhagwan, pure soul as Rushabdev Bhagwan. Now come. I am ready to fight without fighting. Yeah, it's like they're
Okay.
able to handle the situation, accept the situation, and correct the situation.
Okay.
I give you one very simple example. Something, when the kids were small, if something happens to them and you faint, and you are the only person at home, what's going to happen? Disaster.
Mm-hmm.
I will say disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Because you were otherwise okay, physically, mentally. I mean, physically you were okay, but emotionally you were totally down, and that created, you fainted looking at the situation what your kids passed through or what the kid happened to the kids. That's not right. Something happened because, but without knowledge, without self-realization, these things are very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like if the doctor himself faint on the operation table, then what's going to happen to the patient? So he has to be very strong-hearted,
Mm-hmm.
firm, clear. And that's what even this Gnan takes away all our emotional, what do you say,
Yes.
shortcuts.
It
Totally.
makes you very detached.
Yes, detached and firm.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever, anything can happen to Lalita. She can do anything. But I'm there with you. I'll stand by your side and take care of you. Don't worry. Because you don't know that ignorant projection what was done.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you cannot, Lalita can sleep, but you cannot sleep. Let Lalita sleep nicely. How you allow your kids to sleep, but you keep watching what's happening. Or
Mm-hmm.
you keep a, what do you, the third eye. You're working in the kitchen and you have the machine which keeps track of what your kid is doing in her or his room.
Yeah.
What is that
Correct.
called?
It's a monitor. The baby
Yes,
monitor.
monitor. Okay, so you keep monitoring them remotely,
Mm-hmm.
although you're not there physically there, but
Mm-hmm.
your remote monitoring is always there.
Mm-hmm.
You always check that the batteries are working, power is there. Even if the power failure is there, there's no light, then the backup batteries are always there.
Mm-hmm.
All this, we take care of all these things. In the
Mm-hmm.
same way, on the real side, we have to keep track and keep ourselves 100% safe.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, we are in the process. With Dada Bhagwan is almost like he has reached 360-degree safe side, safety. He says only 1.5 degrees missing, which is there in my conviction, but I cannot accomplish that because of the present time. Present Kali Yuga time. So for all practical purposes, he said, I am Tirthankara here and now. Whatever you want, whatever way you want to worship, do it now and here. In the same way, he is there within us as
Correct.
living Tirthankara. And we're like very stupid guy, we keep sleeping. That's bad.
Yes.
That's bad. So make use of that inner enlightened state of Dada Bhagwan for our, that is intermediate enlightened state, to become perfect. That is our realized state, and he is our embodiment of worship. Do you understand?
Yes.
My living God inside.
Yes. In fact, before we close, I just want to say I'm surrendering to him. I'm going to have knee surgery on Thursday. So I'll be out of commission, hopefully, for just a couple of weeks. But I might listen in remotely, not take part actively. You mute, you mute.
Unmute.
Can't hear you.
So I got it. Yeah, I was just coughing. The knee is at its place. What is your problem? Everything is fine. And when a knee replacement, you are only down for 4 hours. Let me tell you that, or maybe
That's
8 hours. And
no,
after
not
that,
8 hours.
No, 4 hours.
immediately,
2
okay,
hours, yeah.
that's one. Just immediately after operation, 2 hours, you start walking.
Yes. In fact,
You
I'm
go
walking
home.
home the same day.
Same day
That's
you
why
go
after 2
home.
hours, you start walking.
No.
So
Correct.
don't.
But I'll be going for therapy and stuff. That's what I meant.
So what is your problem in therapy?
No,
You
it's
plan
not
your
that.
hey, you can plan your therapy. You can give
Sometimes
your
I have to take
time.
the appointments they give. I'll see. I'll try to do that. But sitting
Why you
up
have to
and
do it only on Tuesday night?
no, not Tuesday night. I'm talking. It's 9 o'clock my time, so it's not that time. I'm talking about the daytime satsangs.
That's fine. But at least this time when you are actively participating, that time you can always be there.
Yeah, no, I don't think that should be a problem.
Yes.
Okay, good luck to you on the knee surgery.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, good
When
luck,
is it there?
Lalita B.
Deepakanji, now
When
we
is
have
it
to
there?
On the 15th.
15th. So like tomorrow
There.
for your.
This is Tuesday night here.
That's 13th night, so day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the best.
Thank you.
Okay,
Good luck.
Deepakanji, we have to decide we want to continue column 8 or go into column 9.
I believe we can go to column 9. Fine.
Okay.
Column 9 is consolidated, all 9 columns together, 8 columns together.
Correct.
The result is 9 column. Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So let's take care of column 9 and all the columns now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Quickly, Deepakanji, please explain the other samayik we are doing with.
Yeah. Okay. Quickly. So during the day, we have now taken the 5 senses, activity of the 5 senses, and suffering associated with 5 senses. There is no karma. The suffering which you experience through 5 senses is no karma. And we become vigilant about the 5 senses. We have taken the first touch, taste, scent, and sight. Further, we'll be taking listening also. But then we have reached the 4th, that is eye. So the touch touches but I don't touch. The tongue taste, I don't taste. The ear, the nose scents, but I don't scent. The eyes see, I don't see. What it means, I don't get affected by the suffering of the five sense karma.
Mhm.
They are part of Lalita and part of the relative, and I am pure soul.
Mhm.
So I perceive the body self, name bearer, and his or her five senses and associated suffering, identify the sufferer, understand the suffering, and keep perceiving what's happening to the body self. You understand?
Mhm.
Although with that suffering will pop up your mind, it will pop up your reflective consciousness, it will initiate a suffering, level of suffering, good or bad, because the effects are both positive and negative both. So, and your speech will express, I liked, I didn't like, it was good, it
Mhm.
was bad, it was terrible, and whatnot, all those things. But then I didn't like, I liked. So wherever I comes, it will get expressed as I only.
Mhm.
Because in the ignorant state, you, body self was I. I am body self. I am name bearer. So that I will get expressed. But you will understand in our enlightened state, who is that I?
Mhm.
So Lalita did like, Lalita liked, Lalita suffered, I never suffered. So all that suffering of the body self or the name bearer is related to five sense suffering and my extra sensory perception. I perceive through my uh, enlightened state, which is beyond five senses. And when this experimental, I will say, vigilance is there, then you will be able to see the suffering at the five sense level very nicely and won't even get affected. Body self as part of the karma will get affected, but you will not get affected. Like Mahavira was struck in his ears, so Vardhaman Swami was affected, but Mahavir Bhagwan didn't get affected. Vardhaman Swami is body self and name bearer self, and Mahavir Bhagwan is pure soul self. So that's what our pure soul self state and state of enlightened state, we remain as pure soul, as perceiver of the five sense suffering of the name bearer, body self. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Okay, Jai Satchidanand. This is the time is up. So Deepakan, can you do the mantra? Everybody please follow.
Yeah. Namo Vitragay.
Namo
Namo
Vitragaya.
Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam.
Namo
Namo
Arihantanam.
Arihantanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Namo Siddhanam.
Siddhanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Ayariyanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Namo Vajjayanam.
Vajjayanam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam.
Savanam.
Eso Panchana Mukkaro.
Eso Panchanamukkaro.
Mukaro.
Sava Pava Pranasano.
Sarva-Pavapanartanam.
Mangalanam cha Sauvesim.
Mangalanam cha Savvesim.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Paramam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai Satchidanand.
Deepakanandji, Rajnikant Bhai, and all
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand. Mahatma.
Jai
Deepakanandji,
Satchidanand. All Mahatmas.
All.
Jai Satchidanand. Good luck,
Deepakanandji.
Lalita
Jai
Bean.
Thank
Satchidanand.
you,
Bye.
thank you.
Yeah.
Jai
Be
Satchidanand.
positive.
Yes.
Okay.